What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. So today we are actually looking at a couple of defenders, two left backs, which I believe this marks second time we did Tellez versus Informed Tellez. So we are doing a left back again. This time we're doing Roberto Carlos versus Informed Nelson Semedo. Now, in terms of ratings, they're actually not too different. Obviously, Carlos is better going forward, statistically speaking anyway. 80 shooting, 79 passing, both beating Semedo. Semedo actually has better dribbling. Defensive stats are very similar, with Carlos just having a tick up in both defending and physical, but being a tick slower than Semedo. So actually, stats are very similar. This, of course, is the base Roberto Carlos. If you're talking prime or something a little bit more expensive, obviously that would be different. Now, I paid $142 for my Semedo. I think he's like $95K right now. I bought this Carlos earlier at $463. I think he's selling for more like $500 now. So we're talking about $100 versus about $475, $500. So Roberto Carlos is about 5 times as expensive. Is he 5 times better? Not if you play with fullbacks set to stay back while attacking. So I played that way, and well, you'll see in the stats, there's not a significant difference. If you attack with Roberto Carlos, now in the few times that I did get forward with him, he felt a lot better than Semedo. He does not have 4-star skills, which actually was noticeable because Semedo does have the 4-star skills, which is interesting. But he does have great pace, so does Semedo, but where he really makes up for it is the shooting and the passing, and you can notice that. He puts in crosses that get to their man. He free kick, maestro, so with Ronaldinho and Roberto Carlos in this team, you have a lefty and a righty. It's quite nice. Semedo is not really useful for that, and I just felt like when you get in the box with Semedo, you don't know what to do because it's not like he can shoot the ball. It's not like he's great at passing. With Roberto Carlos, you feel like you have an extra attacker, so if that's what you're looking for in a fullback, that's the way you should go. If you're just looking for a little bit more defensive prowess, there's really not too much to pick between them. So we are going to jump into the statistical analysis portion of the episode right now, and I'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, so here we are in the second half of the video, the statistical analysis portion. So this is actually the first time I'm even looking in depth at these stats. I just calculated them. So let's take a look. Now keep in mind, defenders are a little bit difficult to kind of pinpoint value on, just because goals and assists are easy to track, and that's what you track for forwards, and it's less so for defenders. So it's just a little bit tricky sometimes. But anyway, keeping that in mind, we did have an average rating of 7.2 with Roberto Carlos, but with 2 games of a 6.4 and a 6.3, that's a little bit disappointing. Whereas Nelson Semedo just had 1 game at 6.9, and he had a game as high as 8.4, which is really impressive from left back. Not sure why he had such a high rate, but well, probably because the win was so good. But has a really high average rating, which led to actually 7.4 rounded down, and this was a 7.2 rounded up. So really, it was like 7.15, and this was like 7.44. So there's almost 3 full tenths differentiating these two, even though it only looks like 2. I guess I shouldn't round them. But according to the match engine rating system, Nelson Semedo was the better left back. When we dive deeper into the stats, he did have a better tackle rate, which is impressive. 7 out of 9 tackles for for Carlos, and 8 out of 9 for Semedo, leading to an almost 90% tackle rate versus less than 80%. So again, Semedo ticks that box. Then you get into interceptions. Now, Roberto Carlos did have more interceptions. He had more games with multiple interceptions, and did have average almost 1.5 interceptions per game, whereas Semedo was just the 1 interceptions per game, which is still not bad, but neither of them blocked any shots. As fullbacks, I wouldn't necessarily expect them to, so no big deal there. As far as headers won, Roberto Carlos actually won 6 out of 6 headers when Semedo just won 2 out of 3, so that's a point in Carlos's favor. This is supposed to say 80. Oh gosh, what's going on? This is supposed to say 83 over here. Oh my gosh, come on. 83%. As we're about to talk about it, this is 0. So percentages were very, very similar. Passing percentage was 84 versus 83. Dribbling percentage was 83 versus 81. Both had similar amount of passes and dribbles. Both involved fairly significantly. I know I have height, work rate, and weak foot over here, but we're actually going to try something different. We're going to jump right over to foot bin and take a look at skills, weak foot, and etc. So we do have 3-star skills versus the 4-star skills of Semedo, and a 2-star weak foot from Carlos, if I could highlight it there, and a 3-star weak foot from Semedo. So Semedo actually wins both of those categories. He also wins in height, with Carlos being just 5'6" and Semedo being 5'10". They both have high medium work rates, I believe. Indeed. Oh, sorry. Roberto Carlos is high medium, high attacking, medium defensive. Semedo is high defensive, medium attacking. I wasn't sure I knew that. Well, anyway, that's very interesting. So again, as I kind of alluded to, or even just straight out said in the earlier portion of this video, Semedo just feels like the better option defensively. Doesn't feel like he offers as much going forward. Carlos definitely does. As you can see in the stats, free kick wizard, which is really good. Short passing and curve are very good. Crossing very good. Whereas you look at Semedo, crossing not quite as good. Short passing not quite as good. Curves nowhere near as good. And talk about shooting or finishing. 51 versus 73, 92 shot power versus 76, 72 positioning versus 74. Actually, that's very similar. And then as far as actual defending, stats are very, very similar across the board, both with low heading accuracies, but good tackling stats. As far as the physicals go, more stamina for Semedo, less aggression, though. Or no, more aggression, sorry, less strength. So really it's a lot of just trade-offs and balances, and these two cards, as actually ratings would suggest, 86 versus an 84, are not that dissimilar. They're really fairly similar cards. They each have a specialist role. One is more defensive, one's more offensive, but it's really pretty tight between them. And that kind of reflected in in the stats over here. Rating was a little bit of a differential, but the percentages were very close in most cases. So this one, honestly, performance-wise, pretty much too close to call. Depends on whether you want the attacking or the defensive, except when you think about price. Now, if these two guys were the same price, it'd be a toss-up. But Semedo is like 20%, 20 to 25% of the cost of baby Roberto Carlos. Now, he offers good links as well. Obviously, he doesn't offer icon links, but Portuguese, maybe not so great. But Barcelona links, links to Team of the Year Frankie de Jong, links to, Screen Piqué, links to any La Liga player, right? Gives strong links to, Ter Stegen. You can work into the team if you put Piqué in between them, and then those 3 players are set for the rest of the squad. So he does offer usable links, which is fine. But again, at that price, he's just an unbelievable left back. You're not going to find a better left back in that price range, in my opinion. And to be honest, even if you bump it up, you're not going to find a much better left back. Now, I think prime Roberto Carlos is probably a huge improvement. And I think when Andy Robertson comes out, either Wednesday or whenever they release that Team of the Year defender, I think he's going to be a lot better. But as of right now, Semedo is just... he just does the job for you. You can't ask for too much more out of a left back. So pretty positive experience with him, and not a negative experience with Carlos. It's just at that price, he's not worth it. You know what I mean? So I hope you guys found this video informative and helpful. I know we've had a ton of comments on the channel. I just want to take a second at the tail end of this video to talk about that. Ton of comments, ton of interaction, both positive. Actually, it's been pretty much overwhelmingly positive. We've gotten a lot of feedback on what people are liking, what people are not liking, and that's great because it really gives me the ability to kind of tailor videos to what you guys are looking for. Review players. Somebody asked for Raul, and that video came out on the channel a few days ago. So we are really trying to cater to everyone as much as we can, give people what they want. And to all the new subscribers, I really, really appreciate you guys being here. Something to note that 89% of the people that click on my videos are not subscribed to me. So if you're standing here, sitting there, whatever, listening to me, not subscribed to the channel, it doesn't hurt. Just tap that subscribe button. I would appreciate it immensely. We are on the road to 1,000. We just hit 200, and I couldn't be happier about it. We've really been getting a lot of support on the channel, and again, very, very thankful for that, and really do appreciate it. So again, it is Nelson Semedo over baby Roberto Carlos in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys got a little bit of information from this, and that's going to be it from me for today. So I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.